Senator Fernandez, Senator Samson Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, you need to protect me from the majority leader. Mr. Speaker, I want to agree with my colleagues. Just a quick comment is that in the history of this parliament, no one can injunct parliament. So I think on that aspect of injunction of parliament or court order, before the parliament or the Senate, it does not hold water, and therefore I think I would advise the defense team of the governor to stop pursuing that line. Number two, and finally, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of two-third, Mr. Speaker, my concern is on Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Article 181 on removal of governor. Mr. Speaker, and in the decision of Raila Odinga versus IEBC in 2013, the Supreme Court pronounced itself that when the process, and I want to extrapolate, when the process has taken off and it is time-bound, as envisaged in that ruling before the Supreme Court, that process is time-bound. So by the fact that you read the charges and the process is ongoing, when you look at rule number 16, rule number 14, and rule number 30 on the removal of a governor, the process is already ongoing and the train has left the station. So, Mr. Speaker, the question should be, if the process has already begun, as per Section 33, with the genesis of Article 181 on removal of the governor, therefore, what happens, Mr. Speaker? I agree that in scientific proof that you cannot have a fraction of a human being. But also, for some of us who are not very good in mathematics, there is also principle of truncation. So, Mr. Speaker, you must balance both so that at the end of the day, we give justice to the county assembly and we give justice to the governor and any other person, including the people of Kericho, Mr. Speaker. So, since the train has left the station, let us go ahead and listen to the merits and demerits of the case, and then we determine. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, the issue of limits of judicial authority on independent institutions has been settled. And I think we have seen some precedents that have been presented to us. Secondly, we need to make a distinction between procedural fairness and procedural technicality. Procedural fairness demands that the governor for Kericho has been accused of gross misconduct, and all sorts of allegations have been made against him. This is his opportunity to defend himself against those allegations. There should be procedural fairness as required in our Constitution. The other aspect is procedural technicality. And Mr. Speaker, you do recall that if we were to be obsessed with procedural technicality, in 1992 it is John Harun Mwau who would have been the president of Kenya, because he went to court and said he's the only one who presented his petition in a foolscap rather than on an A4 paper. Mr. Speaker, the ruling that has been referred to by both parties, we are getting different interpretation. On this matter, we should not go with Rule 30. Rule 30 empowers the Speaker to make a decision. Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage, the way we did in the case of Nairobi Governor Sonko, there were affidavits that were sworn by MCAs that discredited the outcome of the vote. The Speaker ruled that let's allow all parties to prosecute their case, and then the senators sitting as a jury would make a decision on the ultimate day of voting. I would propose and I would urge, Mr. Speaker, that we do not refer to Rule number 30, but allow the House to proceed and ensure that there is procedural fairness in the matter of Kericho.
Senator Kathuri.